In this video, we're just looking at the way that compute sources can be configured. They can be configured in kind of two different ways. The first one is to actually define within your source the types of machines you want to bring up, and also tying that source down to an individual namespace. So what this means is that you can have a lot of control. So anyone who uses this particular source must be using this particular namespace. And plus, when we go to provision, they must provision this particular instance type. You can also define a source to be a little bit looser. In this case, if we look at this one, this is just a region source. I haven't specified, excuse me, the instance type here. I'll actually put the instance type on my provisioning template when I go to provision. The other thing with this particular source is I can actually take advantage of the fact of the YellowDog best source of compute algorithm to open up a wider range of machines when I go to provision. Let's just go look at how those two different sources I just showed you would exist within a template. So again, I'm just going to create it's just a static template, and in that template, I'm just going to go down to the source library. I'm actually going to add in both the very explicit source and the more looser source that was configured. So we can see here that as soon as I add that source in, I've got really no way of actually changing the instance type there. I must go with that instance type if I want to use that particular source. And of course, the other difference being I'm going to have to use that particular namespace as well. In the second source, you can see here, I actually can type in the instance type as part of my template. So for example, I can configure it there if I so wish to do that. So you've got two different kind of different ways of specifying sources. You can be quite explicit, as I was saying, putting it down to creating the source to be used by certain namespaces and to just provision these instance types, or being a bit looser where you can actually use the source and allow the namespace and the instance type to be determined at the time of the creation of the templates that you're going to use for actually provisioning. The other thing with the second source that we have here is that this can be easily slotted into the best source of compute algorithms to give you a wider range of machines than, let's say, just purely looking at this particular source here. Thanks for listening.